searching your channel, Evil Stewie came up.
Evil Stewie. That's awesome. Okay, all right. Hello, my evil ones. I am here once again with Kev from the Art of Horror. And yeah, we're going to talk Phantasm, finally. I'm so excited about this.
How you going? Hey, Steve.
Hey. I got to get my channel up here now.
You're good?
There we go. Hey, look at that. We're live.
Nice.
I'm going to have to go to it and mute it because it's going to echo. So I think once we get into things, we'll start with your ranking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious to know what you have to say.
Yeah, so I just recently rewatched all 5 films. And I had it set, so it was pretty much in order before I rewatched them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely I've put 3 at number 1 now, is my number 1 Phantasm pick.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by 2.
Yeah.
And then Ravager, the last one, 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 and 4 would be my last pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Crap.
4 yeah, 4 I put at the end purely because hey, Eric, how you going? Yeah, 4 I put at the end purely because they used a lot of old footage and padded it a lot, which kind of annoyed me a bit. I know it was shot on a really low budget, but yeah, out of all the films, it just felt a bit lacking and empty for me. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
how do you rank them, Steve?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Mr. Wicker.
Let's see. I know 3 is my favorite. I really like 3. Not only that, 3 has my favorite woman in horror in it, Rocky, because I think she's awesome.
Yeah, she was really cool.
Yeah. Probably the first one after that, and then this is from best to worst. The first one after that, and then probably Ravager, yeah, and then Oblivion, and then 2.
Yeah.
No, then 2, then Oblivion. Yeah, Oblivion's probably the worst one for me too, actually.
Yeah, it just didn't have enough in it.
Yeah. I do like it though because like it does have like a weird, like creepy, isolated feeling to it because of Mike being all alone out in the desert and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a bad film. I just think in the context of all the Phantasm films, it's just it's its weakest link, I think.
Yeah. And another thing, like I was telling you, Ravager was actually supposed to be the 4th film. It was actually supposed to be called Phantasm's End.
Yep.
But then they didn't have enough money to do that movie. So Oblivion was like the second idea. So they had to go to that, and they made Oblivion. And then they ended up developing Ravager as a web series, like way later on. And I remember seeing the teaser for that, like I think in the early 2000s or something, where you see Reggie in the field with the giant sphere, and there were like some things happening in the Phantasm universe, but we can't talk about it. And I was like, okay. And then we didn't hear anything about it for like I think 10 years or something like that. And then all of a sudden, here's Phantasm Ravager, and there are the scenes that they showed in the teaser in Phantasm Ravager, and then, yeah.
See, well, Ravager was shot on a really, I think that was the tightest budget of them all, from what I was reading. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was such a fun film. Yeah, just to see a lot of the original actors return blew me away.
Yeah,
I was half expecting. I think his name was Chuck, the small person in Ravager. When he first turned up, I actually thought that was Rocky and the kid from number 3.
Yeah. Well, she has a little cameo at the very end of the movie.
Yes, too. Yeah. So as after the credits start rolling, isn't it? Yeah. That was really cool. She finally jumps back into the car. I like that character of Chucky. I thought that was amazing how he lived. Like, he's covered, bristling in grenades, and he somehow lives.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how he survived that. And I like how they kind of leave it open for another film as well. So, yeah. Yeah, go on.
You were talking about, like, your theory about Reggie, too.
Yeah, so
Which I
after
was really
watching them all
entertained by.
again, I developed my own little... I looked it up because I thought I might not be alone here, but it seems I haven't found anybody else talking about it. I might need to publish this theory myself. So my theory is it's all going on in Reggie's mind. The entire thing is just his own delusions, and it's his coping mechanism because he is a serial killer just murdering people out on the highway.
I love that. That's so cool.
I think it actually fits in, and I would almost like to see a film that like focused on Reggie as like a serial killer. Yeah.
I rewatched Oblivion because I actually just got this. Hey, what's up?
Which one's that? I can't see it because of the shine.
This is
Oblivion. Yeah.
This is the Anchor Bay Collection DVD. This was the only I got it from eBay recently. Oops, sorry. It was the only one I was missing. So, yeah. So I rewatched that, and I was like, the scene where Reggie is alone with that woman.
Yes.
Was like thinking about what you said. Was he imagining what happened just to justify killing her? You know?
Yeah. Just the way it went down. That's actually the scene that got me thinking, like down that pathway.
Yeah.
I would actually like to hear Don Coscarelli's view on that take.
Yeah.
Whether or not he was thinking that.
So the first
Konnichiwa.
Yes.
Titles in Japan. Yeah. That's great.
For the first one, you know, like the yellow blood stuff, that was actually milk with food coloring in it. And like it was super low budget, so they couldn't make a whole bunch of it.
Yeah.
So they had to keep reusing the spoiled milk with food coloring in it.
I love stories like that in those in old films. Yeah. That's that whole Day of the Dead they were eating off pig's guts.
Oh my god, dude! Oh, yeah.
Some people were really biting into it too. Yeah, off milk that wouldn't smell good at all. Yeah,
like I talked about.
Yeah, go on, Steve.
Like I talked about before with Phantasm 2, they cut so much out of that movie. Like, I think it's like 45 minutes or something like that was cut from that movie.
Is that right?
And, yeah. There are a lot more like dream sequences in it, and it was a lot more like dreamlike, basically. And Universal looked at it and they were like, "No, this isn't marketable." So Don Coscarelli had to cut like 45 minutes from the film.
Does that mean we might see another film in the future using a lot of the dropped footage again, you think?
That would be cool. That would be cool. I like how they did that in Oblivion.
Yeah, I think that was kind of cool. I just think they used a bit too much of it. It actually, the way they wrote it, almost had me confused for a minute. Like it was almost like these days they would go back and do a CG scene like that with older characters. But the way that they wrote Oblivion to tie in with that footage, I thought was a really clever idea. Yeah. Just when he's hanging in the desert and they tied that in with there's a whole hanging scene that they cut from the original movie. I was actually surprised how much footage that they cut from the original movie. Actually.
Oh yeah, I think the original cut was of the first Phantasm was over 2 hours long or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's the whole. It's funny as I was watching them all again. A lot of the mythos and canon in the film, there's so much going on. I almost feel like Don was just seeing how much he could throw into the entire thing, and I don't know. He's going back and almost retro, right? Like he's not thinking ahead as he's doing it. I like it, and it fits in with the whole Phantasm thing that you don't know what you're looking at is real or not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like he was winging it almost the whole way through, even up to Ravager. He was just seeing what he could throw out there.
Well, that's another thing. People had theorized before Ravager came out that there were multiple, universes within the Phantasm, storyline, and then Ravager confirmed that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they definitely point a big pointer at that in Oblivion when you start seeing multiple gates popping up after he travels once and then multiple gates pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually like that aspect that, like, to start with, you're thinking, so with the original movie, it's all about, you're thinking it's an alien world. And at the end, I really like how they tied it all up. It was all a series of events that almost started with Mike in the beginning, which explains why he doesn't die, why the tall man doesn't want him dead. It's very clever.
Yeah.
I think Titus is asking, what is my channel?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to type that in for you there, Titus. It's youtube.com/the art of horror. Should take you there. I don't know if links work in chat anymore. You might have to copy and paste that, Titus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the first film, I really enjoyed it. It brought back a lot of memories watching it again. I actually remember being like 14 years old, my parents going out, and I hired it, not under the name Phantasm, of course. It was the Never Dead here in Australia. Yeah. So I had actually been seeing write-ups for Phantasm in Famous Monsters of Filmland and Fangoria, and I didn't know that's what it was. I didn't know it was called that here. So I actually hired it just on the cover alone. Even the cover didn't allude to that it was this Phantasm movie that I'd been hearing about.
Oh,
so, wow. It was like I got it home and it's like, oh, this is that Phantasm movie that I've been reading about. So it was a bit of a surprise, yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw Phantasm, I must admit I had no idea what the hell was happening at the end of that movie.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, so what?
It's funny as well. I remembered I had confused the line from I Am Legend from Legend, with Tom Cruise and the Lord of Darkness, and the Lord of Darkness in it says, "Don't you know me, boy?" And for some reason, I was thinking that the tall man actually said that, and I kept waiting for that line when I rewatched it, and I never heard, like, he only says "boy," so yeah. Yes, if you just type in the art of horror.
I wasn't even sure that it was the same person at the end because his hair is cut and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, is that supposed to be, the tall man or yeah?
Yeah, that once again, it retrospectively fits into the whole. There's thousands of versions of him.
Yeah, yeah.
He says that at the end of Ravager. They're like, you can kill me. I'm just flesh and water. There's thousands of me. What can you do?
Okay, so speaking of the tall man, I have told you this before. Another great actor that died, Rutger Hauer. I think he would have made a great replacement for Angus Scrimm as another tall man.
How tall was Rutger Hauer? Do you know? He was quite a big fella.
Yeah. The thing is, Angus Scrimm wasn't even that tall. They had him wear lifted shoes.
You see that in Ravager. Yeah. You see the massive platforms he's got on.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good 3 or 4 inches for sure.
Yeah.
I think he was he had to be around like 6 to 6'2" mark, which isn't a short person, but they bring him up to 6'8" or so, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Eric, welcome. Yes. So,
hey, what's up, Eric? Yeah, we're finally doing it. It worked.
I would like to see them go more into, if there is another film in the future, I would like to see them go into more where the balls came from, how they fit into it. I'm getting the vibe that they have something to do with the way the Toolman has been warped. Because he starts out. What was his? Is it Jebediah? What's his name?
Do that. Jebediah Morningside.
Yeah, Jebediah Morningside. I get the feel because he's quite a normal chappy, right? At the beginning of the events, and then by the end, something happens to him when he travels through that first gate, and I would like to know what that something is that warped him into this evil person. And I get the feeling it's something to do with the spheres.
I didn't mean to click on your comment. I have no idea how to get rid of that now. It just says yes.
Yes. Yes.
I just click on it again.
I think you can change it. You can pick.
No. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Here's Mr. Wicker's rating. 1, 2. Have you rated them in order? That's what my original rating was, Mr. Wicker, until I rewatched them.
Oh, Bubba Hotep is great. Oh, hey, what's up, Ian and Craig? Oh, yeah.
I've yet to see a Phantasm movie, but I love Don's movie, Bubba Hotep. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell's awesome in that film. Very cheesy Bruce. Yes.
Doctor Who. Well, I'm really not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure Doctor Who was around before Phantasm. That's another thing. They Star Wars had come out, and they didn't want to seem like they were copying the Jawa, but they couldn't change the little dwarf things in the movie because the movie was already shot.
Yeah, right. I was actually wondering whether, just because of the timing of the first movie, I was wondering whether it was a Don Coscarelli taking from Star Wars, or whether it had came before, because the resemblance is remarkable. Oh, yeah. It's very close to a Jawa.
Well, they had shot it, and then they went to see Star Wars, and they saw that, and they were like, "Uh-oh, what do? We can't change the things now. The movie's already done."
Actually, that's one of the. I've been thinking. I would really like to see a open world video game based on the Phantasm universe, playing as Reggie. There's just so much variety in creatures and different evil characters. You know, from the gas mask wearing dudes to zombies to the lurkers, the little hooded fellas. I don't know all their names, but there's so much enemy variety, and the idea of chasing the Toolman, having the Toolman as a final boss, would work really well. Hey, Dagler, how you going?
Yeah. Yeah, his voiceover at the beginning of Wishmaster is really cool. That's that's got a lot of horror people in it. Reggie's in that too. Yeah.
I love how Reggie's character's name is Reggie and Mike's character's name is Mike.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing about Phantasm too. Universal told Don Coscarelli he could only have the actor for Reggie or for Mike. He couldn't have both. That's why there's a different actor that plays Mike in Phantasm 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that money concerns, or?
No, they wanted to get somebody who actually had a name in the movie so people would come and see it.
Okay. I was wondering what the thinking was behind it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel. I really like number 2, but I'm not sure how I felt about that actor. It was very... LeBreau. Yeah, he's very 90s. Like he actually makes that film feel a bit dated almost.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's very 90s grungy almost looking dude. That was my first on-screen crush as a kid. Was uh, what's her name? Paula
Um,
Paula
yeah.
Irvine. Yeah. She resembled a girl that I went to school with that I had the hots for at the time,
Oh
and
wow. That's
yeah,
cool.
it was like uh, my heart flooded every time I saw her on screen. I haven't seen her in too much, but I was looking at her IMDb, and I see she's been in a fair bit of television since then. So
Hmm.
yes, yeah, Phantasm video game would be
Yeah,
awesome, man.
for sure, man. Yeah.
Hey, other Kevin.
Hey, other Kevin. What's up? Uh,
Yeah, I had a hypercolor T-shirt. Craig, how you going, mate? Yeah, I broke my
yeah.
arm on rollerblades.
Oh, really?
Yeah, badly.
Oh, that sucks.
I was actually pretty proficient on them. I hit a very, very tiny rock and slipped over backwards, and there was
Oh
a
God.
school bench behind me. And I knew I knew enough not to put my arm out because you'd break an arm. But because the school
Hmm.
bench was behind me as I fell backwards, I had to put my arm out, or because I had nowhere to roll to. And
Oh.
it shattered my arm like when a tree stump drops straight down.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
I can't remember what the type of fracture was. They said it was, but it wasn't like a
Oh.
clean break. It was just like like when a tree stump just drops on its end.
Ugh.
Um, Also, I was wearing those
Oh.
hand guards you used to get to stop you from getting gravel rash if you fell over, and
Yeah.
because they're spring loaded, that's what broke my arm. Like they're actually a very poorly designed piece of safety equipment.
Oh.
Anyway, I digress.
That's. Oh, hey, what's up, Max? Yeah, you should check
Hey,
out the
Max.
sequels too. Yeah.
Yes, the part two actually has the best effects, I think, out of all of the films. Like when
For
it comes
sure.
to the animatronics. Like
Hmm.
there's one scene with a lurker in it, and the face on the thing just looks incredible. It's not just a rubber mask; it's a full
Hmm.
animatronic piece. It's so well made. Beautiful piece of work. Actually, I never looked up who did the effects for it. Do you know who did the effects for part two?
No.
I should look that up.
Yeah. Uh, is it three? Yeah, it's three. Three actually, for a long time was released cut, and then I think Anchor Bay, when Anchor Bay got a hold of it, they finally released the uncut version.
Yep. Yeah, three. Like I said, three's my favorite. I love how
Hmm.
three goes into a whole almost Home Alone storyline
Yeah.
there for a while.
Yeah.
It's like an evil Home Alone, and I was
Hmm.
wondering if three was actually influenced by Home Alone. It seems as though like he was
Probably. Yeah.
paying homage to it a bit.
I love the
But
razor blade frisbee.
yeah, they just stand there and watch it. He's the most badass character in the whole series. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like he's the most effective killing machine. What was that kid's name? I can't even remember that kid's name.
Oh man, I don't remember either. Damn
No.
it.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him pop up again in later films. But I'm guessing because he didn't have, like, he wasn't as integral to the story as Mike. I'm guessing when they grabbed him, that was the end
Yeah.
of that
Yeah.
kid. Yeah, poor guy. I can't find who did
Yeah,
the
it should.
effects.
It definitely should.
It's saying so. There are alternate versions of Phantasm 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I have
rightio.
a work print. I have a work print somewhere around here with all the cut stuff in the movie.
Yeah, I got the feeling there was a fair bit of stuff cut from it just from the
Hmm.
initial watch.
Uncut kids movies. Hey, what's up, Rick?
Hey, man. What's up, US?
Hey, yeah, okay, K and B.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. Thanks for that, Mr. Wicker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure how
they
tall
were
the tall
the
man was. Steve was just saying he wasn't as tall as what his,
yeah, no.
and you see him wearing platform shoes. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually love how much Angus Scrimm reveled in that role
Mm-hmm.
and provided a lot of fan service at conventions and such.
Oh yeah, he was so cool about all of that stuff.
Yeah, you find a lot of horror movie when people play an iconic horror movie role, they don't want to revel in it quite as much as that.
Mm-hmm.
So Robert Englund is definitely one of those people. There's other people that just
Jamie Lee
kind
Curtis
of
too.
that they don't like it. Yes, generally, yeah.
She's like Halloween made my career, so yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. Angus Scrimm was actually 6'4".
Yeah, I thought he was pretty big bloke.
Yeah. Damn.
So like I said, those platform shoes he's wearing, you see at the end of Ravager, they're big
Mm-hmm.
platforms as well. So I reckon they brought him up to nearly close to 7 foot.
Yeah.
He still has his balls though. You funny bugger. Yeah, I'm curious to know where the story would go after Ravager.
Yeah, me too. I know.
I love the idea that it almost turned into like a Terminator type story.
Mm-hmm. I think Mike turning into the tall man would be pretty cool, like in at least one of the universes.
Yeah, well, they were kind of hinting at that, weren't they? That he was almost like a replacement for the tall man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that makes me think there's more on the editing room floor to do with that
Yeah.
whole Mike, because they definitely like he changes the expression on his face from like his all his blood's replaced with the reanimation fluid. He has a
Yeah,
silver
yeah.
ball in his head, just like the tall
Mm-hmm.
man. He starts straight. He gets the suit. He inherits the suit.
Yeah, the one scene in Oblivion where Reggie's like traveling through, the different timelines, and Mike grabs him, and he's very clearly the tall man in that universe.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Hmm.
something going on there with this. Once again, I feel like Don Coscarelli is throwing a lot of ideas into the mix, and
Yeah.
then he makes up his mind in the editing room. I think
Mm-hmm.
is what's going on, which is fair enough. It's an interesting way to make a film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Was Angus Scrimm in anything else? Oh, let's see. I know he was in other stuff, but
I'm pretty sure he was in movies before Phantasm.
yeah, he was in I Saw the Dead. He's in Subspecies. Um, I love
He
that
was
series too.
he
Subspecies.
wasn't always a horror movie genre actor.
No, actually. Oh, he was in a lot of stuff, TV shows and movies, and
Yeah, I think I remember seeing him in
yeah.
TV shows back in the day.
Let's see here. I don't want the mobile version of IMDb.
No, it's yeah. I'm finding that with a lot of stuff, the mobile versions skip a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look here on the site now. So he plays Abraham Lincoln in a short back in 1951. It's one of his first
Oh
credits.
wow.
Yeah, I can see that too. He does have a
I knew
lot of
some.
genre picks in there, though.
Yeah, yeah, he does. He was on Masters of Horror. That's right. The one that, of course, Don
Yep,
Coscarelli directed. Yeah.
he's in an episode of Quincy. Witch's Brew, Salvage. Yeah, a lot of horror movies.
He was in Munchie.
Mind Warp,
Yeah, Mind Warp is cool. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Chopping Mall as well.
He was in Chopping Mall?
Yeah, Dr. Carrington. Yeah, right.
Yeah, man, this is the third time. I'm glad we're finally doing it, though. Scrim wrote Sinatra liner notes. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's cool.
His last credit wasn't Ravager, it was Dances with Werewolves. What the hell is
Really?
that? Cassie flees an abusive relationship and falls victim to a moon-worshipping 600-year-old Romanian countess. A troubled paranormal investigator of Native American heritage finds himself in a deadly love triangle with a battered woman werewolf.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I need to see this movie, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very old picture, like a very old Angus Scrim, not an old picture, like a very ancient looking Angus Scrim in it.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that Ravager wasn't his last credit. Is that right, Max? That's interesting. He's
Yeah,
written,
I know.
Scrim wrote Sinatra liner notes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So who do you think would be a good replacement for him if they make another movie?
Who's that guy that plays? I can't think of his name offhand. He's always in monster movies. Like he was in The Shape of Water, and
Doug Jones.
Yeah. He's a big, tall,
Yeah.
skinny, imposing. Like he's got those eyes as well. I think he would be a good replacement.
Beatles too, and he won Grammys. Damn.
Is that right? Wow.
Wow, I didn't know that.
There's nothing about that on his IMDb.
I know. I was just looking. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, why would there be?
Yeah.
You'd think it would mention something though, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. He was he seems to me like he was such a nice man as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he reveled in that role and provided a lot of fan service from what I saw, which I think is really cool when actors do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to. So, would you like to see another Phantasm movie, Steve?
For sure.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they were going to make a sixth one, and then Angus Scrim died. So,
I wonder how fans would feel about a replacement as well. Whether they would get all up in arms about it or take it on.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm sure that Don Coscarelli would do it in a cool way that paid tribute to Angus Scrim. So, I don't think people would be too mad about it.
Man, the more I think about a computer game, though, the more I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Using like doing weapon upgrades and that sort of thing.
Driving around in the Hemi-Cuda.
Yeah. Oh my God, that car is beautiful. It's funny how they switch it. I can't remember which one it was now. I think by part 4, it's a convertible. And then part 5, it's a hard top again.
See, but that makes sense though, because it's like,
yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, different universes. Oh man, Reggie was so good in Ravager. The way he was acting like a confused person, like as a mental patient as well. But the way he was jumping from universe to universe was very clever. I thought good on you for throwing that in. That just explained so much for me.
Yeah.
I found the whole storyline quite confusing up until even though I put 4 as probably the worst on the list, it does go a long way to explaining a lot of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
See, Eric, take it easy.
And then, see you later, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Kevin, did you make a film for the anthology?
No, Kevin? I didn't see it yet. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Has he made something?
Did you send it to me?
I'm curious to see. I can't wait for this anthology. A lot of people have made
Yeah,
some
I
really
know.
good stuff.
Oh, it's gonna be cool. Oh, check Messenger. Okay, cool, man. Awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
Um. Oh crap! What was I gonna say now? Anyway, so the fingers in the first film.
Yes.
Um, Don Coscarelli was actually in his cabin writing, and he had like a styrofoam cup of Coca-Cola, not like um, and he was drinking it, and he happened to like push his finger up through the bottom of the cup, and that gave him the idea for the severed fingers.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
actually remember recreating that effect back in school.
yeah.
I cast my own finger in wax and then filled
Hmm.
it with latex and made the end piece and ran my own finger through a box and did the yellow um, uh, milk blood. I didn't use milk though. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
I think I just used yellow paint from memory.
Oh yeah, that's
Yellow
cool.
acrylic paint.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Kevin's unmasked in his video.
Oh, cool, man.
That's a big dealio.
Yeah, I know.
Is this the true horror that he doesn't actually have a face?
Yeah.
It's just all teeth.
Oh.
You
Yeah, I
think it's
have,
a mask, but
as you
it's
know, I
not.
have multiple, like a ridiculous amount of copies of the
Phantasm.
Phantasm films. Yeah.
Well, everything I've got
Um.
is on DVD. I don't
Yeah.
have any Blu-rays really at all. I've got a couple of Blu-rays, but I haven't started. I can't justify going out to buy a Blu. I want to one day because just purely for quality's sake.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but
Well, this thing. Can you see that?
I sunk so much money into my DVD collection that
Oh yeah. Can you see that?
yeah, sort of. It's a bit shiny. Did you get the one with the sphere?
No. I was just gonna talk about that. Um. This is the original box set. This was going for like $500 for a while because it was out of print.
Yep.
I got it for like I think 90 maybe when it first came out. Um, and then they came out with that sphere set, and I was like, oh okay,
Oh,
you know,
spew.
I'll get that too because you know I collect the Phantasm films, and then I saw that it was $100, and I was like, okay, it's $100 because it comes with the sphere. I was like, I don't want the sphere though. I really don't because it's just
Yep.
gonna sit around and a lot of people were excited about it, but I was like, it's just a cheap plastic sphere, it's no big deal to
Yep.
me. So I was like,
It's
I'll
going for
check
$260 on eBay.
yeah.
What the
Is that
hell?
this one or the new one?
Um,
Is that this one or the new one?
that's the new sphere set. It
The
doesn't
sphere
say.
collection? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
And
I was like,
$58 postage on top of that. So over
oh
$300 AU.
wow.
Yeah. That's
But
crazy
yeah,
money.
um, then they came out with the sphere collection, and I was like, oh, um, yeah, dude, just seriously, if you want to get the sphere, just try to find the sphere. Um, and then like they said they were remastering Phantasm 2 for it, and I was like, that's cool. And they were like, it's going to be the uncut version. I thought they meant like the full uncut version of the movie with all the cut
Yep.
footage in it. It literally has like 15 seconds added to one kill.
Is that
And I was
right?
like, okay. And then they're listing all the special features. A documentary on Ravager, which I would kind of actually like to see, but there wasn't enough new in it for me to invest in it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, like it wasn't worth $100 to me.
Um, the one person I had a project for, I doubt he'd ever have the time for it though, but I could see him making Ben from Cadaver Club.
Yeah,
He could
yeah.
so make. I would love to see him make the little black coffin with the 3 balls in it. So it was actually all like motorized. So if you opened it up, like they came out in the same way, and even have the blades all pop out, it would just look. I would actually pay big money for something like that. I would rather that than any plastic collectible.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you're charging $100 for this thing when it just comes with a little plastic sphere. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You're basically honestly, the box set was probably worth about $40. The box set that came in with the sphere, so they're basically charging $60 for that little plastic sphere.
I always got, while watching the movies, it always gives me a very creepy feeling when someone picks up one of the spheres, like just because you know that things can pop, like they've got so many tools that can pop out of them, that by holding one could be very damaging to your health. So did you get the sphere, Kevin? It sounds like you bought it. I wish I bought it when it was first came out, just because it does look like, even though it's cheaply made, it makes for a good display piece. And I just love those things. Did you see, you don't watch Rick and Morty, do you, Steve?
No.
So in the last couple of Rick and Morty episodes, I can't remember what one exactly, but yeah, Rick is building a sphere on his table.
Oh, wow, that's cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, considering that it's a show that deals with alternate universes as well. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, it was a nice little bit of fan service for Phantasm fans to check out. He bought it alone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, I thought the sphere was metal or kind of all. No, it's plastic, man. It's just a plastic sphere. Like, it's just shiny, plastic. That's all it is.
That's one of those things, I swear, if you had it sitting in the sun for too long, the chrome would start peeling off of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, why don't they just sell the sphere, Like, people want that. Don't sell it with the box set. Just sell the sphere, because people would buy that.
My dad was a fitter and turner by trade, not like what Ben does with computer stuff, but we used to have a whole heap of machines in a workshop back when I was younger. And I wish I'd thought of actually machining a proper sphere back then out of metal. I would have done it all with so it had spring-loaded blades in it and everything.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like hey, so it could actually do a bit of damage. Hey, Mr. Bones.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, I was thinking I might just buy one off of eBay, but yeah, not for over $300. I'm not. That's
got
terrible.
The Aerosphere set. That also. Oh man, that sucks.
That's somebody reselling as well. That's not original. So I wonder if there's an original point of sale one that's cheaper. I'm having a look. Sorry to be that guy.
Oh, that's okay. I have this one, Dean. This is just the regular one. I got this back in, I don't know, 2000 something, for like $20. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Solus?
Is that how many films are in that? Is there 3 in that?
This is the first 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. For the longest time, like I said, this was the only way to get 2. That I was telling you that the other day. Because 2, for some reason, Universal did not want to release here.
I am not seeing this thing for sale anywhere, besides eBay.
Oh, yeah. I saw a couple on Amazon, but they're from resellers, too.
I wonder if someone out there would swap me for a Call of Duty night vision goggle set.
Oh, wow. That's probably worth about the same amount.
Hey, Trenchy. Yeah, very similar. They've gone up in price as well.
Yeah.
Not the newer night vision goggle set, the one that came out with Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're actually quite good, those things.
Yeah?
Yeah, they work quite well. I don't think I ever actually I used them once, and then they've just been in a box packed away. the whole time now.
Yeah, I have that set too. Speaking of that, these movies go out of print like nobody's business. Like they're already going out of print again.
Is that right?
Yeah.
As fast as
Like
they make them, people buy them.
yeah. They're already hard to find again.
I did find. Hang on, I'm going to send you this link. These would be easily converted, just for the fact for what they look like.
Okay.
You can buy those. So it's like a tray. Hang on, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a tray you can get, and you put it on your coffee table. I could I could see you easily converting them to make them look like. Because didn't the tall man, when he turns into a sphere, his is gold, isn't it? It's not actually silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
If you can.
I think you could find something like that. You could easily convert it.
I keep
There's
asking if you can see stuff because I can't see myself on the camera right now. I have the chat open, so there you go, guys. That's what he's talking about. Yeah, that's really cool.
I like the way Jody as well, when like when he's a sphere and his gets damaged, it turns black, and Reggie's using it as a magic 8-ball at some point.
Like,
and so the kid does as well. The kid actually shakes it and asks her the question. I thought that was an awesome scene. Yeah.
What the hell was that kid's name? That's bugging me now. I'm going to look it up.
I was wondering what he was talking about. There's a way, I think you can bring up a screen on here if we ever do that in the future.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You got to be careful though. I wouldn't want to show like my Facebook on a live stream, I guess.
Oh yeah. Show my folder called Big Booty Bitches.
Yeah, I was going to say have your porn collection pop up. That's it on what's his name? Critical's stream. You always see, he always has a tab up that's like something like that up in the background.
That's great.
He intentionally does it. I reckon I could get like a bocce ball set that is just spheres.
Yeah.
Silver spheres. You just get like there's can openers that resemble the prongs that they have as well. You could just cut a couple of slots in with an angle grinder and then glue in a couple of prongs from old can openers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you could probably make one. You're right. Tim. Tim was a little kid from 3.
What, that was his name in the movie?
Yeah, yeah. He was played by Kevin Connors.
I don't actually remember him saying his name.
Yeah.
He does. There is a scene where he goes, "Hi, I'm Reggie," and he does. He says, "Hi, I'm Tim." Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I thought about doing that. I really did, just making like a fake porn folder or something and be like, "Oh, hey guys." And like not even drawing attention to it, just leaving it on screen and doing other things.
Yeah, that kid, that just like all his scenes just made me laugh so much. There was so much levity in part 3, and the way the whole Home Alone aspect of how he was surviving this apocalyptic town and had all booby traps set up, and how unaware those people that were going through people's stuff were of booby traps at that point. When the clown drops down with all knives sticking out of it, I thought was a funny scene. But they made those guys almost Home Alone-y characters in themselves. Yeah, like there was the shifty guy with the moustache was almost the same character.
And they're driving that pink car.
Oh, nice, Mr. Bones. Yeah, there'd be ways to make your own that would look half decent. Especially like you could, if you had a Phantasm poster and just had a silver ball on some sort of stand in front of it with no prongs or anything, like the reference would become pretty obvious straight away, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that was one thing that impressed me about the early films, and I think they should have done it with Ravager, was the practical effects for the spheres.
Yeah, I know, but they went CG with Ravager.
Yeah, because the CG... yeah, Kevin. Yeah, you stab a screw and 2 forks through it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A couple of can openers, mate. Yeah, the CG did not look half as good as practical effects with the balls.
No, definitely not.
So, I was thinking a lot of the time, holy hell, how did they do? Like the way that the spheres moved. I was actually scratching my head at how they did it. I couldn't for the life of me. I was like, it's not wires. It's obviously they've got it on a stick or something like that, and then they've somehow matted the stick out, like blue screened it out or something like that.
Well, some of them, for some of the scenes, they had like half a sphere on a pole. And
yes,
they would only film it from like that side. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a couple of scenes. Like there's a scene where it's hunting for them, and it's got like a laser light out, and it's sweeping, looking for them, and you can see it's clearly one on a stick being poked through the gaps in the boxes, and there's somebody actually just manipulating it. But the ones that are flying and standalone flying, they looked incredible. Even like from the very first film, they looked so good.
They had little like silver balls, and they brought in a fastball pitcher for some of those too. So
is that right? Had someone just like hurl one
sphere past the camera? Yeah.
That's cool as fuck. That's really cool, man.
I know.
The fact that they probably wouldn't let you do that in this day and age because, like, if you missed through it would kill someone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can only go a few more minutes here, Steve. I'm going to have to go soon.
That's cool.
How long have we been going? We've nearly been going an hour. It goes so fast.
I know.
So I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to do a fan write-up of, like, I might even do a video on it, come up with this, like, whole theory of Reggie being a serial killer and all of it's just imagined.
I really like that, like I said.
I might do a fan story.
Yeah.
I could see that as a movie as well, like a very, like, because all the Phantasm movies have a bit of a fun twist to them. But I could see that as being a very dark chapter in the series, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what, 20 pounds? I don't speak pounds. How much is that in kilograms?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because the U.S. is great because we refuse to use the metric system.
It's funny that you guys don't use it because you reject everything else that's British, but you kept that, and even the Brits don't use that.
I know.
12 kilo, yeah, rightio. No worries.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, we can wrap this up here.
No worries. Thank you, it's good to finally get past the curse.
Yeah, this was great. This is really fun. Thanks everybody for joining us. Now that we have, a decent setup, we can do this more, and we will see you later.
I'm curious to know what we pick next, Steve.
Yeah, me too.
All right. I'm a Brit.